Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. Today I'd like to go back to talk about Kaylee. May she rest in peace. Kaylee had one of the most injuries compared to the other victims. We know that Sana had over 52 poke injuries, while over 30 of the stab wounds towards Zana, trigger warning, was due to self-defense. Kaylee was more like a targeted attack. We know that Kaylee, unfortunately, poor girl, may she rest in peace, her face was literally disformed. Her cheekbones, her face bones were unrecognizable. So I personally believe that this is somebody who really had it out for Kaylee. May she rest in peace. We know, or we're starting to find out, that there was a lot of things going on with the sororities, and I'm sure there was a lot going on in 1122 King Road, which we will never know. That's why I was always interested, and I used to always ask, from the very beginning. I believe I was the first YouTube creator who started with the fraternities and the sororities. I believe it was me and Murder, Metal Mayhem. And then there were many other YouTube creators who started changing their direction of thinking. I have many people in my comment channel, even now, reminding me that, and I am so happy that I never changed my directions. The reason I never changed my direction is always look at what was the last thing going on. Who were the last people we were seeing? Who were the people we were not seeing, like Queen Kelly? Today I'd like to talk about, to start with, this is all my thoughts, my speculations, and nothing more. I want to talk about a young woman called DAKOTA Goldman. In the very beginning of this case, there was a lot of rumors, obviously a lot of speculations, a lot of things going on, just like the 4chan. There's this young woman called DAKOTA Goldman, who happens to come from Coeur d'Alene, where Kaylee was from. And she put up some disturbing, concerning pictures on the 12th of November, one night before this unalivings. I want to know where she was, what she was doing, and if the police ever checked her out. This is DAKOTA Goldman. I believe she's a mother now with a child or children. She works in Coeur d'Alene. She arranges cocktail drinks and parties. Basically, DAKOTA arranges events and such things. She's still in Coeur d'Alene. I want to know why DAKOTA Goldman put this up on the November 12th. Astro vibes. You can see the red liquid everywhere. This is the same night the unalivings happened. Begging you to love me was the cruelest thing I ever have done to myself. Begging you to love me was the cruelest thing I've ever done to myself. And this was addressed to Kaylee G. So who is Dakota Goldman? She lives in Coeur d'Alene. I'm sure Coeur d'Alene is in such a big place. So Kaylee could have actually maybe worked with her in the coffee shop, since she works in catering and events. I wonder if Kaylee and Dakota ever cross paths. I remember checking into her social media when I first found this, and before she shut it down. She seemed to be struggling, in my opinion, actually my professional opinion. She spoke a lot about depression and she was suffering of mental health illnesses. So my question is, did she and Kaylee cross paths? Hate to ask this question. Was she obsessed with Kaylee? Did she have a thing for Kaylee? Kaylee, rest in peace. For someone to go for Kaylee's face and for the mayor to say a crime of passion could actually lead anyone in this direction. Begging you to love me was the cruelest thing I did to myself. So was she in love with Kaylee? Did Kaylee hurt her? And I actually went now and checked her social media, and Dakota Goldman, I wouldn't advise y'all to say anything to her because she's not involved in this case. But I checked because of that post, and she's good friends with Elvira and Kaylee. What do you think, guys? I'm starting to wonder if a female could have been involved in Kaylee's unaliving. And we know for a fact that there were more than one person involved in these crimes because 2 weapons were used just on Kaylee. Kaylee was poked over 30 times. And Zana was stabbed over 52 times. But Zana was more self-defense. Kaylee was having beef with the sororities. Could the sororities have disliked or hated Kaylee that much, like Jordan, that when she even found out at 10 a.m., she didn't even call 911? Or was she scared to call 911 because of the frats? I personally believe many people planned these crimes together and did it together. But I want to know where Dakota Goldman and Kaylee cross paths. Elvira could actually and would know that, since she's friends with Dakota Goldman. So was this some kind of beef that came from Coeur d'Alene? Because let's not forget, Kaylee came that night, a night before, to 1122 King Road. Could trouble have followed Kaylee along? I mean, trouble like a stalker? Did the stalker follow Kaylee home, allegedly? For Kaylee to have been saying she had a stalker 3 weeks before her unalivings, before the quadruples, and she saw someone in the bushes, and she called Bethany and the other roommates to see when they would be home. I personally still believe the fraternities, sororities, and somebody who had it out for Kaylee. And I really wonder if a brass knuckle could have been used on Kaylee, because some of the brass knuckles have stripes underneath, and there was a stripe mark on Kaylee's face. Brass knuckles can actually really injure someone's face and break all the bones. It's been used here in the UK by many young'uns, and I really wonder if Kaylee is stalker or whoever unalived Kaylee was a female. We don't know if Linda Lane is 100% facts. But if it is, then we hear a lot of female voices there and female names. Could Dakota have been one of them? Could one of the sororities? I've heard plenty of sorority girls' names there. What was so bad? What was so bad for them to have unalived 4 students? And I really believe the vape manager, he said clearly that Kaylee had a sock and that Maddie and the girls told him. So who was stalking Kaylee? I believe the fraternities were in the house rummaging upstairs, like 4chan said, and it all broke out in the living room. And whoever, one of the suspects who ran down to the first floor because there was blood found on the railings. Where was Quinn Kelly? Why would the college students just say that Quinn Kelly was seen that night with DM? People said they took pictures and uploaded it on Visco. So if that is the case, have the police checked? Have the police checked on Quinn Kelly, DM's boyfriend, and have the police checked on Dakota Goldman? Was this a crime of passion, like the mayor said? Was this jealousy? Was this revenge? Was this about rugs? Demetrius and Emma Bailey were actually already involved in the OD right after the quadruples. So, were they capable of doing this? Were they ever investigated? And why would Dakota Goldman write this on the 12th of September, the night the unalivings were taking place? Please let me know. And why was Quinn Kelly, DM's boyfriend, lying and saying that he wasn't there? My attention is still on the fraternities, sororities, and they were the only one everywhere near 1122 King Road that night. In my opinion, we could see the pictures. They were watching at the grub truck and they were yelling out Xana's name. Let me know what y'all think. Please like, share, and subscribe.